Okay.
Okay. I think it's official.
Hey everybody, guess where we are?
Welcome to Vermont, ladies and gentlemen.
We're at Wyndham Town Hall, and this is the
Wyndham Town Cemetery.
this is Wyndham Town Cemetery. And I really actually feel like singing, "The hills are alive,"
and they ate my brother.
I don't know that part. Oh, but however, I don't know how to play that on the ukulele.
So we're going to stick with the standards. You are here for church with a two-drink minimum.
And these are our like nice little water jugs today.
Yeah. There's really water in these.
Mm-hmm. So let's get started. Welcome
to the church with
a two-drink minimum. Welcome to the church with a two-drink minimum. We are interfaith, interspiritual, God optional. So relax and get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with a two-drink minimum.
One time now.
Welcome to the church with a two-drink minimum.
Boom, 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 boom. Wee doggies.
Did we wake up the dead?
I don't know. Let's hope so. Lazarus, go back to sleep.
Hey, how's everybody doing on this weekend?
We hope you're well this long weekend,
yeah.
and that everybody is safe and secure, and you're with loved ones who see and understand and connect with you, because we're going to be talking about relationships tonight. What are they for? Can you use them to awaken?
Wow, I certainly have.
Of course, the answer is yes.
Certainly with you, and previous to you.
Yeah, I know.
So at the end of the program, I'm going to play a song from my very first album that speaks to this question. However, it was from the, what shall we say, negative point of view, the problematic point of view.
The bottom. You have to hit bottom, right?
Yeah.
And then often the lessons of a relationship come after they've been dissolved.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
a lot.
That's true. That's
sometimes
true.
sometimes it's a death. Sometimes it's just a parting of ways.
Yeah.
But very often lessons about the relationship come much later.
That's true.
And they don't have to. We can use this moment and our time and all of your spiritual tools to use every moment in the presence of God, which is your brother.
Your brother. I was going to say your natural
presence of God, to inherit the presence of God. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in our lesson tonight, because where we are in the Course of Miracles is we are coming up to the chapter 18, which is the big chapter. The big chapter in the Course of Miracles is, what is yours to do? Why are you?
Why are you?
Why are you?
Interesting.
You know?
Who is aliving you?
That's what I said on Wednesday. Yeah. Who is aliving you?
Who is aliving you? I like that. I like that sentence. And oh, by the way, if anybody wants to join us on our Wednesday nights, we have a group where we, go through the course every year. And if you want to know more about that, it's not in the sanctuary; it's in our private Jitsi room. But if you want to know more about
Course of Miracles study group,
it's
been going
for almost 12 years, I would say 12 or 13. But anyway, if you want any information, Yolanda at yolanda.net, just email me and we'll talk about it.
We have a good time.
We do. We have a really good time. And if you'd like to join us, you are welcome. So let's do.
But this is where, but in this program we have a sing-along.
We do. Thank you, Rhoda. Yolanda at yolanda.net.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
What's our sing-along today?
Well, I think we'll do the classic sing-along because it's so beautiful.
Classic.
So classic. It's so beautiful out here. And I'm really, really happy today to let things be exactly
it's like
as they are.
68 degrees, light breeze, It's like, wow.
It feels wonderful.
I know, and I'm showing underwear. I got my t-shirt.
You got your little t-shirt on.
I feel like, I'm peeking at my undergarments.
That's so cute. Very cute today. All right, so
so of the color today we wanted to tell you
is plaid.
Just in case you were wondering what today's color was.
And you want to go grab a plaid scarf.
If you need to join us in the color for today, then we're
gonna check on the chat.
There we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thanks everyone.
Good. Right. Oh, okay, no problem. All right, here we go. This is called Let Things Be.
Oh.
And I think you probably know it if you've heard our program.
Yes, you have. Sing along.
Here we go.
Right.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't change
God. You can't change God.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
I don't know what anything is for. Unless I listen to that still small voice.
Yeah, the still small voice.
Telling me
this
simple truth. That everything is for my good. So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We'll live in peace.
I'm not this body.
Not this body
that you see.
Although
I love it very much.
It's voluptuous and beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I am as God.
We are as God. Created us.
We are all one family. And it's possible.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible to live in peace.
So let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
Can't change me.
Can't change me. You ready to shout? Because you can't change
God.
God.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace. Kumbaya. I know your Sunday school moment.
I know it feels good to just be out here and sing.
I know, and I get to really shout because I'm outdoors and there's like nobody around. I really get to I didn't do it because we got the microphone on here, but I could shout out here.
It's lovely. Yeah,
it is. It is.
So
you're here with us, which makes it all so much more beautiful. I'm so glad that we get to share this with you.
I know.
And what else we'd like to share with you right now is what's going on in you can. I know you already know this, but it's really fascinating how often this really super occurs because the lessons and the text of A Course in Miracles are congruent. They happen together. So if you're doing the lessons and reading the text at 12.8 pages a week, because I'm sure you are, I'm sure you read the Course in Miracles every year, right? Because you're a good Course in Miracles student, aren't you? So you read it every year, and you do the lessons every year, right? Because you want these things to stick in. I know that for y'all, Yolanda.
Well, that's what we do. We're not imposing it on you, but that is what we do.
Because the book sort of changes every year.
It changes for us because we grow, and we
the
hear
different
new
person
things.
reads it every year. A different understanding, less ego and more spirit. So, what's the Course in Miracles lessons doing?
Well, I got so excited about the workbook lessons the past few days because on Thursday, I'm going to start from Thursday because this is truly.
We moved through some couple our favorites this week.
Well, this one truly has been my go-to lesson for the entire
Year, pretty
COVID,
much.
for the entire
Oh yeah,
almost three
almost 3 years.
years,
That's true.
the COVID situation, and it goes like this. I trust my brothers who are one with me.
Ooh,
Now that's amazing because I really, you know,
don't.
well, I have a hard
I
time
know
with that,
you.
you
When
know.
you say it, what it doesn't
Uh,
match it comes up to be looked at,
right, exactly.
right? Or you,
So,
that's the way we use the lessons.
yeah, and so
One,
I've been using this lesson this whole time we've, from lockdown till now to the whole time to really find my way, and I use it
in
when
public,
I'm in public, when I'm at home, when I'm driving, when I'm at the grocery store.
driving is helpful.
Yeah, I trust my brothers who are one
One
with
with
me.
me.
I trust this situation that is one with me. I trust, people I don't like that are one with me.
Mm-hmm.
It has really, really been helpful to me.
And sometimes we change the word brothers.
Well, that's okay. We don't, it's all, brothers, sisters, whatever, we use. But everyone is a brother in the A
Right.
Course in Miracles.
It's
So, but I do want to read the first line. It says, trusting your brothers is essential to establishing and holding up your faith in your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. And that is exactly what has been happening.
Lack of sure conviction.
Yeah. It, transcend it is what it says. It will hold up your faith and your ability to transcend doubt and your lack of sure conviction. So I really,
Method,
right,
good method.
it's been working for me. So then that was Thursday. This is Friday. I will be still an instant and go home.
I only need an instant.
Yeah. And Rhoda, thank you so much for the morning meditations, because that has gotten my and Anne also, thank you. We of course tune into yours too.
We're Anne Blanchard
and Rhoda Macklin, like,
fans.
Thank you, because it has really set us on a course of this. I will be still an instant and go home. We had a very lively meditation practice in the morning of our own for years, and then we sort of slacked off, and you guys have helped us get back on track, and it really has been so important to me, because I see throughout the day now where I can just stop and be still an instant.
For me, it has created space to be able to say, oh, I'm one with I'm one with my brothers. I'm it's like, instead of leaping toward a patterned response,
right,
an unconscious patterned response, it's given me just a moment to like make a different decision, make a different choice.
It really reminds me throughout the day that I can stop and breathe and take a moment of meditation, and love my consciousness.
Stop and start again. I know.
We say that all the time.
I know. What are you doing right now? I'm loving my consciousness. I'm sitting here loving my consciousness.
So that was Friday. Let's see, Saturday, which was yesterday.
I call upon God's name and
on my own. Wow.
Do you think your name is holy?
Yeah, listen to the first line.
Respect your own name.
I know. Well, and that's why I changed my name to Yolanda, because like that to me is my sacred name,
Yeah.
Do
you have a magical name?
Yeah, Yolanda.
Some of us have magical names.
Hi, Connie.
Hey, Connie and Ellen are here.
Yeah.
All right. We can truly begin.
Oh yeah.
Welcome.
We're so happy you're here. Okay, so that was yesterday. I call upon God's name and on my own. And let me read the first line. This is so good.
Always good.
God's name is holy, but no holier than yours. To call upon his name is but to call upon your own.
Oh,
isn't that cool?
So the respect.
Yeah, respect for sure.
And the integrity she's asking.
Right.
Like, what kind of integrity does God have? What kind of integrity would you have if you were only ever yourself?
I like that.
And when people uttered your name, the world thought of peace. Because of course Miracles says, how do you know you're doing it right? One test is when somebody thinks of you they've experienced peace.
Wow. That's really great.
That's the power of your name.
Wow.
It's the power of your presence.
Wow, you are holy.
You are holy.
You are holy.
And
we are holy.
And you can't get around that.
Yeah.
You can't get around it.
Okay, so today's lesson is the name of God is my inheritance.
Right?
Mm.
You know, you're in a lineage.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
you're here for a reason. You know, there's
wow.
your presence is needed here.
Mm.
You know, it's your holy presence is a part of. The word she's going to use today is completion.
Right.
Are you interested in the experiencing yourself as completed? Not in progress, not healing, not somewhere to go, not having been somewhere, not missing anything, not going to get better, not a project, right? Because I've often thought about myself as a project. You know, that Glen, he's such a project. You know, people go to Yolanda and say, oh my God, you know, that's a project.
No, I've never heard anybody say that about you, sweetie. Yeah. But anyway, I do want to read the prayer from today's lesson because it's really beautiful. Lesson. So again, today's lesson is the name of God is my inheritance. And the prayer is, Father, our name is yours. In it, we are united with all living things, which is
Welcome
one reason.
To all living things.
Yeah, it's one reason.
All living things channel.
Yeah, and you who are their one creator. Mm-hmm. What we made and call by many different names is but a shadow we have tried to cast across your own reality. Ooh. And we are glad and thankful we were wrong. Yes, we are.
I know. That's what I say all the time. Oh my God, I'm so glad I was wrong.
Yeah. All our mistakes we give to you, that we may be absolved from all effects our errors seem to have. And we accept the truth you give in place of every one of them. Your name is our salvation and escape from what we made. Your name unites us in the oneness, which is our inheritance and peace. Amen, a woman, a human. And so tomorrow,
the inheritance of peace, God is inheritance of peace.
Yeah,
who we are
the name
is peace. Is the name of the embodiment and the presence of this name, this expression, this unnameable name of peace.
And so tomorrow, for July the 4th.
Oh, guess what July 4th is?
I want the peace of God, lesson 185.
Do you?
Yes, I do, actually.
I think we do.
Yeah,
we do.
Isn't that great for this time and place that we're in, this moment, and on July the 4th this year in 2022, to affirm, I want the peace of God. And listen to what she says at the beginning. Sometimes she's so funny. To say these words is nothing. But to mean these words is everything.
I know, I had to hold on to my hat.
Listen to this, though. Right after that, she says, if you could but mean them for just an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any
I will
form.
Be still an instant and go home.
Yes. So that's what I'm beginning to understand. Like, I really have access to this all the time because it is what I am. Mm-hmm. And I can be still for a second. It only takes an instant. And then I go home.
It's so satisfying.
And I experience the peace of God. Mm-hmm. So, wow. Yeah. On that note, let's do a little bell ringing.
I know. Let's see how well this works. You know,
because I brought my bell from Brooklyn.
I know.
So here we go. today, once again, we join together in this Awakening Together sanctuary to co-create what I like to call the circle of love, the circle of unconditional love, which includes everything that we like this beautiful day, and everything that we may not like. It's all here for us. It is all here for us to experience and learn from. Let things be exactly as they are and let them grow, and they will change naturally into the next moment. So may we be here, right now, and open to every experience that is coming our way. And may we learn from it all. Blessed be, and so it is. Amen. And Rhoda, if you could just play that first video, that'd be great.
Shanti, hey, Shanti, hey, Shanti, Om. Shanti, hey, Shanti, hey, Shanti, Om. I had a dream that being human was like running a motel. My next guest could be Sister Joy from heaven, or it could be the traveler from hell. I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om. Well, maybe it's a tour group of sorrows, but I'll be grateful for all who come, 'cause every single one of these travelers are sent as teachers from the beyond. I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. Shanti, 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 Om. 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 Shanti, 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 Om.
Yay! Yes, hey George.
I know, hey George.
We
Yes.
are live, yes.
We're here. Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
We're so happy that you joined us, George, and thanks everybody. We are here in Vermont, and George, actually last time we were broadcasting from Vermont, you were facilitating us, and we really appreciated that. Today we're not in our car, we're actually out in the,
because it's 68 degrees. The last time we were in the car, it was like
30 to 32 or something.
Not 68, whatever it was, and it wasn't this beautiful, like yes, that's a cemetery behind us.
Yeah,
so just in case you're wondering, we're at the town hall in Wyndham, Vermont,
and we're having such a great time today.
Just down the street, so you can
just down the street from our house
where we live. So we're going to dox ourselves here.
So we are so happy to be sharing from A Course in Miracles, chapter 16,
Yep.
The Forgiveness of Illusions, section 4, The Illusion and the Reality of Love.
Okay, so chapter 16 is where she goes through what the major obstacles on the journey are. They really are. She goes through several different obstacles, and we're only going to spend one week here. So it's a fairly short-ish chapter, but do you know what she says is one of the largest obstacles to your awareness of God's presence of love?
Not really. I'm not sure what
your relationships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we let our relationships keep us asleep.
Truly.
In fact, we start and maintain and have the purpose of some of our relationships keeping us asleep.
Wow.
Don't wake me up. Just don't wake me up. Right?
So we can't sing "Wake Me Up Before You Go." We can't sing that.
It's going to go in solo. Okay, so the image I used was the typical codependent image. It's used. I'm sure you've seen this before, where the two people are tied together, where the man and the woman, they're tied, tied together and in a rope. So my identity is tied up in the relationship. My whatever you do reflects directly on me, so I need to be all about what your business is, and what you think about me and beyond. So how we do understand that we do know and have an ability to examine the health of a relationship, because codependent styles of relationships are very common. Oh yeah. And so all the principles, this is the point I want to put in your head before we get going here. Every every principle has a positive and a negative.
Sure. Yeah.
Most of us, a lot of us, have an understanding of the negative of a principle, and we think that that's all there is.
Right.
Or we have an understanding of a positive aspects of a principle, and we don't consider that it has a negative use as well. So this desire to join, to be a part of something, to be in community, is very, very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Super powerful. It's the desire to return or have the experience of unity and oneness with God. The desire to be in a relationship is that way we work out and manifest and in physical form act out joining or separating and joining again or separating, or how we kind of act all of that out. And she says in this, you can use this seeming obstacle. Every obstacle can be a gift. Right. Yes. In which this obstacle actually reveals love you're pushing away from yourself. So let's take a look at chapter 16. This is the illusion and the reality of love. And love, as we know, is an action.
Yeah.
But it's an action inside of a relationship.
I'm so excited.
Offer this to you. So
this is a really good.
Read that. We're gonna look at the first two paragraphs. I've highlighted a bit for you, Yolanda. Can you read them for us?
Yes, I will. Before we get started, though, I want to let you know that we can see you very well today. So, if you have a comment or anything you want to say, you can either unmute and ask a question or put it in the chat. We're right here and we can see it all. So please, if you have something you'd like to say.
We have two screens today.
We have two screens, so we can see directly, interact very well.
A little bit. We're doing better.
So it starts like this: be not afraid to look upon the special hate relationship. Now that's interesting, right? Be not afraid to look upon the special hate relationship, for freedom lies in looking at it. And that is what my last song today is actually about.
We want you to,
yeah, that's why we're going to play it. It's a song you've never heard before. But anyway, be not afraid to look upon the special hate relationship, for freedom lies in looking at it. It would be impossible not to know the meaning of love except for this. How about that? For the special love relationship in which the meaning of love is hidden is undertaken solely to offset the hate, but not to let it go.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
For it is the attempt.
For it is the attempt to balance hate with love that makes love meaningless to you.
Okay.
The
Put a pin in that.
Oh my God. The extent of the split that lies in this, you do not realize. For symbols stand for something else, and the symbol of love is without meaning if love is everything. Now that's I don't understand. Anyway, you will go through this last undoing quite unharmed, and will at last emerge as yourself. This is the last step in the readiness for God.
The last undoing.
The last undoing. She's so dramatic, isn't she?
We love this. We love this about her. I love the literature of A Course in Miracles.
I think that's why we like it.
The last undoing. The last step in your readiness for God. Okay, so we're getting ready for what is ours to do, to look at what is ours to do. She's preparing us. She goes, you need to examine these obstacles. You need to understand what obstacles for. You need to understand that there's, what you love and fear. They're both principles, and you're just using these principles in different ways. And you're in a relationship. So let's look at how you pursue love, how you pursue this experience of God. And she calls the way we do this the special hate. And the special love, special hate relationship, or what I call it, enemies and lovers. Or frenemies.
Frenemies.
Right? You can have frenemies too.
Yeah, frenemies. Yeah, that's a good.
Enemies and lovers. And they can do the same thing.
They can be the same.
Move
they can be the same
between
person.
each other.
Yeah.
They can even move between.
They can be the
people.
same person, right? Yeah.
At different time. Okay, so the request here is to look at the purpose of all your relationships. Why are you in this relationship?
Because I love you.
Why are you in it?
Because I love you.
Right, because I am more me when I'm with Yolanda. You know why? Because I'm God.
Yeah, you are.
There's an experience of a greater presence of God with groups and lovers and even people, enemies and things like that. There's another presence. I can experience. Not the only way or anything like that. And it's not the only presence. And I can certainly do this myself. Reference, sidebar, Ramana Maharshi's life, a lot of the lives. But the way that Course in Miracles says, be in the relationship you want to be in. But have your eyes open to what you think the purpose is of this relationship. What is the purpose? And she makes a very clear warning here. I thought this was really interesting. I haven't taught this since 2017, so I forget how influenced it was on my very beginning understanding of waking up and what all this was. The warning is that bonding over a shared hatred is not love.
I would think that I would know that, right? However, that is something that keeps coming up. Bonding over a shared hatred is not love. It's not love.
Bonding over a shared opposition to something would be another way of saying it.
Right.
That my identity, I'm creating an identity and recruiting friends and neighbors
to join me
in being ideologically and spiritually against something to stop and limit it. I'm going to use those energies in my friendship and my love relationships for fuel to be in opposition to something. And she's saying that's very tempting. I know it's tempting, because there's a lot of the world that works that way.
Right. It's very easy to slide into.
But be wary of the purpose of your relationship being in opposition to anything. It's not love. And she goes, and so she gives another very interesting warning. She goes, there is no such thing as balancing good and evil. Wow. There's no balancing good and evil.
Wow.
You cannot balance good and evil because good and evil aren't both real. Evil isn't. Love is. So there isn't a way to balance what isn't against what is. You're not in a battle. No one's trying to take your soul.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Here's something in the
Anyway,
chat.
welcome back, Jacqueline. Jacqueline's back.
Oh, Jacqueline. Hey,
I know.
Jacqueline.
The type is this big.
Yay, we can see you,
We
though.
can see you though.
So if you have anything to say, put it
please,
in the chat.
please do. So the problem. So she calls this because the unhealed mind is this good idea of fighting. I'm a good fighting the bad.
Oh, that's the unhealed.
That's
Yeah.
one of the definitions that the Course in Miracles gives for an unhealed mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a battle
Mm-hmm.
and I need to win, so God wins, right?
Right.
Because
let's wrestle. Let's do the yeah. Have y'all ever seen this picture of God, Jesus and
the
Satan,
devil,
Jesus and the devil wrestling?
Oh, I know. For your soul, I know. And the devil,
it's so silly.
Fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
I know.
It's very silly though. Let's see what.
There we go.
There we
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
So the unhealed. So what we see, an unhealed mind sees the symbols in battle, flags, agendas, speeches. We see the symbols, uniforms, all kinds of stuff. We see the symbols in battle. We don't see the people. We don't see God because we're just seeing the symbol. We're seeing symbols. We're actually seeing symbols fighting each other. And she says this ability to see past the symbol to what is real, the unity of God, the oneness, yourself and others, empathy, that moving in that direction. The ability to see that, she calls, it's your last step in your readiness for God. Readiness to be in the present. This present is your home. This moment is your home. This willingness to look at, and this is where she says, this is where she goes, I want you to understand that if there's not evil and there isn't a battle for your soul, and that your God, in the inheritance of God, you share the name of God, then you can look at evil.
Yeah.
You can look directly at what is frightening you.
Yeah.
Can you?
Well,
she says you can.
Yeah.
She says your fear is the lie. Fear is the stranger here.
Fear is the stranger. Oh, that's another one that has been so helpful to me. I am at home. Fear is the stranger here. And I have to say, actually, that the class on the Bhagavad Gita helped me begin to look at some of those fears, like straight in the face. So that lesson came up right while I was doing that. I am at home. Fear is the stranger here. Wow.
Okay, so the promise she makes is that you will experience reality. If you can look at these obstacles of a relationship in which you use relationships, the experience of being in the presence of peace instead of being in the presence of your enemy or somebody that you need something from in order to desperately feel okay. Like, tell me you love me. You need that in order to feel okay. So outside of that is the experience of love's presence. So let's continue. Okay.
I need to push that.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Read the next step.
Okay.
We got next highlights for the next two paragraphs here.
Here we go. The special love relationship is an attempt to limit the destructive effects of hate by finding a haven in the storm of guilt.
Ooh.
Okay. It makes no attempt to rise above the storm into the sunlight, which we're
we're going to wait. Well, let's see how this happens.
Love is not an illusion. It is a fact. Hate is an illusion, and what can change was never love.
What can change was never love.
It is sure that those who select certain ones as partners in any aspect of living and use them for any purpose which they would not share with others are trying to live with guilt rather than die of it. Really? Trying to live with guilt
instead of die of it.
Die of guilt. Huh. Interesting. So what do you think?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'll explain that.
Okay. So what do you think that's all
about? This is the special love relationship or a haven from guilt.
Okay.
The special love relationship or a haven for guilt.
From guilt, you're saying. Okay.
The barriers to the world are fear and guilt. So if you can in a relationship in which you're constantly kept afraid and guilty and wrong, and you have to be good enough and everything like that, it's like it brings it becomes the barrier. It's like there's no way to do that because you're maintaining this you're tied to this, your identity is tied to this other person.
Right. And you're maintaining that fear guilt cycle
in order to keep tied to this, keep tied to feel valuable, to have an identity, to in order to be okay, to know what to do, to feel like you're taking up space because you're with this other person. So this, and she says this is a barrier, and it what she says is this just shares hatred. It doesn't share reality. No, and we can share reality. We actually can share reality because reality is love and reality is what we are. So that can be shared, but we cannot share what isn't real. So you have to you have to literally be selling fear to your relationships,
right?
Or selling guilt all the time in order to keep people coming back for your approval,
right?
Or the opposite. You know, we're being sold guilt, and we have to go get a renewal from the person in order to not be guilty, in order to be okay. Am I okay now? Am I okay now? Am I okay now?
Right.
Look at those. What is the purpose of that relationship? To hide my guilt, to not to have guilt and fear and everything, but not examine it. To have the relationship be the awakening experience, and to keep me asleep and in all this drama instead of being in the present moment. So she goes, don't worry too much about this. You're actually bigger than this relationship, and it is so unsatisfying that you're probably not going to be in it very long.
Right.
But it is possible to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
With different people.
Keep repeating it.
Because you won't examine the purpose of the relationship. So this is like, examine what you're doing, be honest about your patterns, be honest about what these relationships are for. And so you will see them as living with fear and guilt instead of dying of fear and guilt. Okay,
that's interesting. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
so
talk about
this. Is either you're going to live with the pain and manage the symptoms and never look for causes.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to manage the symptoms instead of look at the causes and die of them, like put them down, like let them go.
Oh, okay.
If we look at fear and guilt and face the fear of death, that's where more powerful than death doesn't really exist. So if we look at, oh my God, I'm not going to be here. What's not going to be here?
Wow.
What's the I that's not going to be here when you die? We do value relationships. What we are on our deathbed, we never say, I should have worked out more. I should have had bigger muscles. I should have had that cosmetic surgery. I really should have had that hair transplant, got LASIK surgery, worked harder in school so I got a better job. I don't know. Nobody says that on their deathbed, or I've never heard anybody say that on their deathbed. They usually say something like, I should have spent more time with the people that I loved. Because you actually do know you're that, and not in a relationship to acquire and to prove and to be good and to enter this battle over evil. At some place you do know this, but realizing and choosing to live in this moment from that altar of your heart, from this place of where God exists, to share what you share in the relationship, which is reality, which is who we are. We could do that. She's asking you to use the relationship to find out what you both share and share that with each other, and it has an exponential effect. So the warning is when this relationship is, when these dysfunctional relationships end, just a reminder, the fear and guilt and what you were trying to avoid, you haven't avoided. Right. It comes rushing back.
Right.
So go ahead, read this.
There are no triumphs of love. Only hate is at all concerned with the triumph of love. As long as the illusion of hatred lasts, so long will love be an illusion to you. There is no conflict in the choice between truth and illusion. Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is love and hate are not equal ideas.
Right.
Right. They are opposing ideas.
Right. I'm trying to get us some shade from the sun over here. We probably won't get it.
No. We'll see how this works. Okay. We're going to be blasting out of this beautiful light. The love and hate are not equal ideas.
Right.
They aren't even opposing ideas, because you can't oppose what is true. So you don't have to worry about hate. You don't have to worry about fear. You have to we have to worry about keep making it. Why am I making this in the relationship? Why is this relationship frightening? Why is I'm uncomfortable here? What, what am I doing? Am I hiding? Am I so these are questions for your inquiry about why you're in these relationships. Because I guarantee you there's a gift in the reveal. Yeah. So again, there is no fight for your soul. Evil does not have agency is another way of saying it.
Right.
It's not nothing. There's evil, and what is bad is not out to get you or to get us. It's not working behind the scenes. There isn't a plan to embarrass you. Not really. Maybe it's your birthday. Somebody might plan to embarrass you.
Right.
There we go.
With a birthday cake.
Yeah, there we go. This is getting. So anyway, there is a choice between love and hate. There is no choice between love and hate. I'm having trouble reading my own handwriting. Or conflict. The warning here is if there's a choice, you don't know what to do between love and hate. If you see a choice, because hopefully you're not choosing hate. The illusion. If you know it's an illusion, this isn't the experience that you want, you aren't choosing it. You might find out that you've chosen it unconsciously, but that's also self-examination in the moment. And then say, oh, I did it again. Yeah. And like slowly back out of the door, or like like Homer going into the bushes again. So go backwards. So there is no real choice between love and hate. There's no real choice between conflict and peace. I hope, right? We don't find value in violence. We don't find value in, stopping, limiting, quitting, ending. So the warning here, if there's a choice and you don't know the answer, it means that you're in the world, you're not in the moment. So if you don't know, the answer is, I need to get present, or become still.
Yes.
And
be still an instant and go home.
Still an instant and go home. You need to be going. Mom's calling.
Yeah.
You need to go home. Go home. I think I hear your mom calling.
You're still an instant.
I know. You're losing your mind. I think I hear your mom calling.
Be still an instant.
Be still an instant. All right. So read this next bit.
We may need to
how we doing?
Move forward. It's about 10 till.
All right. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I love this lesson. So
it's awesome. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Every illusion is one of fear, whatever form it takes. If you seek love outside yourself, you can be certain that you perceive hatred within and are afraid of it.
Okay.
Wow.
Find the barriers to love. Find the barriers to love's presence. Which is your belief in evil.
Right.
This course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love.
Right.
But that is what cannot be taught.
Yeah.
Because it's reality, because it's real, because it's what you are. And the reminder here is the laws of projection. You remember the laws of projection? You see in the world what you've projected in yourself. There's a dark shadow and a golden shadow. Yeah. So you reminder that this principle works in both ways. You can admire somebody who you believe have fantastic qualities that you don't have, and you can put down somebody you think that is awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same shadow. It's the same idea of the projection. So read this next bit.
All right. The special love relationship is an attempt to bring love into fear and make it real in fear. Woo. It is essential that we look very closely at exactly what it is you think you can do to solve the dilemma, which seems very real to you, but which does not exist.
Right. Stopping evil. Stopping evil.
Yeah.
So this is bring love to fear. Bringing love to fear makes fear real. It makes them. It creates the battle. Oh, love is. I'm going to be love in battle. The dilemma is my problems would be solved if the right people loved me.
Yeah.
Okay. The unhealed mind, right, is love is hating with others. We hate the right people. We get together and complain and we're in opposite. We're good people. And we are in opposition
to the bad people, yeah.
Which makes us good people.
Right.
We are required to have bad people in order to be good people.
Oh Lord,
Maybe
this is
not.
becoming so clear to me.
Maybe not.
This is becoming
Okay.
clear to me.
So,
Okay.
and he'll, okay, the identity, okay, creating your identity in opposition to something. We've mentioned this before. She reiterates it. The request here is to look at the purpose and motivation of your relationships. Keep going here.
Okay. You seek, but, that's how she talks. You seek for your own completion. The special love relationship is but a shabby substitute for what makes you whole in truth. Acceptance of your creations is the oneness of creation, without which you could never be complete. No specialness can offer you what God has given and what you are joined with him in giving. For you will be holy in God, willing for nothing special, but only to be holy like to him, completing him by your completion. In any relationship in which you are wholly willing to accept completion, and only this, there is God completed.
Any
relationship.
Any relationship,
which you're wholly willing to accept completion. Yeah.
Right. You see the other person, it's like, oh, I'm talking to myself. This is the bridge. She calls this the bridge to completion. And our creations are reaching out to us into this attractive now.
Yeah.
Our creations, the oneness, unity. All of us were created together, co-creating with the world. And so she makes a warning here. We seek only completion, but we place that role often on only one person instead of God. She gives that warning. It's like, don't make the mistake of saying, you complete me.
Right.
It sounds very romantic. And we love this. It's always like, you complete me. Oh, that's so lovely. Ish. If the understanding is, of course you complete me, because we're all one. Everybody, that's true of everyone. Right? It can't be just one person. So the abode of peace is here when we do this, in this presence. And this presence with another person leads to the knowledge of who we are. Oh, I'm the same. I recognize myself in you. The request is to be willing to accept your completion from your relationships or your community, right? Because this is a larger relationship. Your completion is here. She makes another warning that pursuing anything other than completion in this relationship, joining as an expression of the love of God and the presence of reality, and the motivation and the power and the strength of what is real, joining for any other reason like that is suffering.
Wow.
So read this last bit and we're done.
All right. Would you not go through fear to love? For such the journey seems to be. Love calls, but hate would have you stay. Hear not the call of hate and see no fantasies. In your completion lie the memory of his wholeness and his gratitude to you for his completion. In him are joined your willingness to love and all the love of God who forgot you not. We've got 1 minute, so I'm going to jump down to here. What would interfere?
Read this last bit. Read this and we'll be done.
What would interfere with God must interfere with you. Only in time does interference in God's completion seem to be possible. The bridge that he would carry you across lifts you from time into eternity. Waken from time and answer fearlessly the call of him who gave eternity to you in your creation. On this side of the bridge to timelessness, you understand nothing. But as you step lightly across it, upheld by timelessness, you are directed straight to the heart of God at its center, and only there you are safe forever because you are complete forever. There is no veil the love of God in us cannot lift. The way to truth is open. Follow it with me.
Use the Holy Spirit to look at every aspect of your relationship.
Yes.
Healing our relationships by understanding projection and fear as the illusion. Actively looking and observing our reactions and beliefs is the bridge to now, the heart of God. There is nothing and no healing that we will be withheld if we are willing to look at the fears and guilt and hate and illusions of hate and our bonding over trauma and shared hatred doesn't work and it's not satisfying.
And that's the song that I'm going to play for you right now, if Rhoda doesn't mind playing it. There we go.
Don't treat people mean. No, don't be cruel. Because you got a cool intellect and a passionate heart. I love the way you tear the world apart. Go for it, girl, tear it in two, but don't let it get the best of you. And when you think you are finished setting the world on fire, there will be more to come. A way to take you higher. Gonna take you higher, baby, be patient. Yeah, this time around. Cause there are too many people waiting to bring you down. Wish I could save you from all the pain that living this life can bring. Wish I could tell you that it's gonna get easier. Oh, you better thank your lucky stars, baby, that you're so strong. Because the way that you are, you'll always get along. And I know that you will never find one as devoted as me. So just remember that we are family. And someday you'll see how much I love your cool intellect and your passionate heart. I love the way you tear the world apart. Go for it, girl, tear it in two, but don't let it get the best of you. You got a cool intellect and a passionate heart. I love the way you tear the world apart. Go for it, girl, tear it in two, but don't let it get the best of you. Don't let it get the best of you. No, 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 no. Don't let it get the best of you. No, 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 no. Don't let it get the best of you. No, 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 no.
Hey everyone, our time is over.
Love you.
Unfortunately, we're not going to
Get the best of you.
I know, which we usually do.
We usually do, and we love you so much. But
I know.
we will be full-fledged back in our apartment next Sunday. And love to all. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
You're loved.